Public comment, please join the meeting using Zoom or by telephone, making sure to join in time to accommodate delays. To join the Zoom meeting from a computer or phone, use the link or phone numbers on the agenda posted at isearchmonterey.org. Since this meeting has started, you'll find the agenda under the Recent tab. To join by telephone, dial 833-568-8864 and then enter the webinar ID. Today's webinar ID is 161-739-7120. If prompted for a participant ID, press pound. Detailed instructions for using Zoom are available at monterey.org/public meetings. To provide public comment via Zoom, please use the raise your hand function at the bottom of your screen. To provide comments by phone, dial *9 to raise your hand, then *6 to unmute. Public commenters will be announced using their last 3 phone number digits or the name typed into Zoom. Public commenters will be muted until it is their turn to speak. Please turn off TV or computer speakers or go to another room while connected, as background noise interferes with the broadcast. Public speakers will be called upon in order of hands raised. There is a 3-minute time limit for today's meeting. Please stay within that limit.
Thank you. Moving on to the consent agenda, I believe the only thing we have is the minutes, approval of the minutes. Are there any additions or corrections to the October 20th meeting minutes?
No.
All right. Yes. Thank you. I have a motion. A second. Linda.
Sorry, is anyone from the public raising their hand for the consent agenda?
I currently see no hands raised.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there anything else on the consent agenda but the minutes? Okay, thank you. So we have a motion and a second. We'll do a roll call vote to approve. Abstain?
This is Commissioner Rodriguez. I abstain only because I wasn't here at that meeting.
Commissioner Humbero,
Yes.
Commissioner Rath.
Aye.
Okay. That is approved with a vote of 4.
Thank you. Now is the time for anyone from the public who would like to make a comment about anything historic preservation related that is not on the agenda. And after this gentleman speaks, you'll give the announcement again for the, okay.
My name is George Brand. I'm with the Golden State Theater, and ever since we changed from United Artists, I was entitled to work with Warren Dewey and in the theater as an electrician, but I did everything else. We put brand new chairs in the theater. You know, we had the old ones that were 1,600 of them, and you couldn't even sit in them. You know, your knee would hit the next person on the back. So we put new seats in the theater, and from then on we didn't have any trouble. But now I hear that this guy that just bought the theater is going to take 9
Rose?
Yeah, 9 rows of seats out of the theater and put what he wants down there. Now he's from Santa Cruz, so he's with that theater up there. So I think that's what he wants to do. But I don't think that it's not up to me to do anything. But I really think the city should step in and take care of that. They did everything else when I was in with Warren Dewey and the rest of the crew, you know. So I'd like to see somebody go over there and talk to him and find out what he's gonna do. Because I hate to see those seats, those brand new seats jerked out of there. And people love to come to the theater too. And we got a full house, you know, that uses those seats too, you know?
Thank you. That is a historic building, so
Yeah, it
I'm
is.
sure
Everything
that,
in there is historical and they should be checking out every so often. You know, we had a crew check when I was working with Warren Dew. We had people come in, you know, every month or so and check everything out. So
all right. Thank you very much.
you're welcome. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Once
Are-
again, I'd like to remind members of the public how they can join via Zoom. To join the Zoom meeting from a computer or phone, use the link or phone numbers on the agenda posted at isearchmonterey.org. To join by telephone, dial 833-568-8864, then enter the webinar ID. Today's webinar ID is 161-739-7120. To provide public comment via Zoom, please use the raise your hand function at the bottom of your screen. To provide comments by phone, dial *9 to raise your hand, then *6 to unmute when called upon. Public commenters will be announced using their last 3 phone number digits or the name typed into Zoom. I currently see no hands raised via Zoom.
Thank you. We'll move on to agenda item number 3, which is to consider a sign application for 498 Alvarado Street. And Fernanda, if we could have the staff presentation.
Chairperson, this is Commissioner Rodriguez. I'm not sure if you're setting up but we can't hear the presentation. Well, I can. I don't know if other Zoom attendees can hear.
Oh. Okay, sorry.
Perfect. Thank you.
The button was loose, I guess. So yeah, I'll go back really quick. So it's the request is for signage at 498 Alvarado Street. And staff recommendation is to approve the sign application. This building, it has historic zoning. It's the Juan Bautista Alvarado adobe, which was the house of Mexican Governor Jose Castro, and also the house of Don Juan Bautista Alvarado, Governor of California. HPC is required to approve or review signage for historic buildings. So this is why this proposal is in front of you today. The proposal is to replace existing signage at the Pacific Valley Bank. The building frontage has an existing wall sign which complies with all sign guidelines, as well as a projecting sign that is only non-compliant in that it is less than 8 feet. It has less than 8 feet of clearance to the sidewalk, and 8 feet is required. And so this shows the existing signage on the left. The wall sign is above the door, and the projecting sign is projecting off of a column to the right of the door. The proposal is essentially the same, just the dimensions are the same, but the logo is changing. And the projecting sign is reducing in size. So right now the projecting sign is 3 square feet, and the proposal is 2 square feet. And they're gonna fix it so that it's 8 feet from the sidewalk. It has that 8-foot clearance. And just, this is a close-up of the proposal. It's proposed to be sandblasted wood sign in the colors of gray, white, and blue. And the projecting sign is also proposed to be the same materials and colors. Am I not sharing? Sorry. Okay. All right. I hope you can see the signage now. So let me go back. So this is the building frontage at 498 Alvarado Street. And the existing signage is on the left, the proposed is on the right. The dimensions are the same except for the projecting sign. The projecting sign would be 2 square feet, and the existing one is 3 square feet. This is the proposed signage, sandblasted wood sign in white, gray, and blue colors. So the sign proposal is subject to the sign ordinance, citywide sign guidelines, downtown specific plan, and general plan. Staff is recommending approval of the wall sign and projecting sign. And the proposal will replace older signs with the newer signage in the same locations with the same hardware and materials. And like I said earlier, the sign sizes would be the same, except that the projecting sign would be reduced in size to 2 square feet, and it will be at least 8 feet above the pedestrian walkway. The proposed signs are also fully compliant with the sign guidelines and the purposes and objectives of the sign ordinance. The proposal is also consistent with the downtown specific plan in that the sign would minimize its impact, its aesthetic impact on the original historic building features. And it would be installed in the same place as the existing signs. So its aesthetic impact on the historic building would be minimal. The materials are historically appropriate in that they would be made of wood, and it would look weathered, like sandblasted, and it would not detract from Monterey's scenic qualities because it would blend in with the existing downtown environment. And so staff recommendation is to approve the sign application. I'm available for questions, and I apologize for not sharing my screen earlier.
We were getting it. I'm not sure anyone else was. Geraldine?
Hi, back about 5 or 6 slides. When you were talking about the analysis,
Oh, okay.
2 words at the end, as conditioned. I don't understand. There it is.
Okay.
So staff is recommending approval of the wall sign and approval of the projecting sign as conditioned. I didn't know what as conditioned meant in that sentence.
So yeah, this I should have deleted as condition because the applicant initially they weren't gonna meet the 8-foot clearance to the sidewalk, but then they revised their plans to meet it. So that we were gonna put a condition that they needed to comply, but that is no longer needed because their plans show compliance.
So it would be corrected to say and approval of the projecting sign, period?
Yes,
Okay, thank you for the clarification.
sure.
And that may be on the, just on the slide, not on the,
That's true.
on the
'cause I
recommendation.
Yeah,
couldn't
I
find
believe
it
we caught it
Yeah.
in the
here in the
resolution.
paperwork. I was surprised
Yeah.
to see it
Yeah.
there.
Any other questions of staff? Is the applicant here or on Zoom?
Kevin?
also have their hands raised.
The applicant is Tara Keaton. And I don't recognize. Oh, yes, I see. Kevin? Yes, he's also with the applicant.
Okay, Kevin's on the line, so I'll go ahead and allow him to talk.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Kevin, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I work with Tara. I'm at Signworks, the sign company who put together this the drawings. And I don't know if you have any questions for me, but we're ready to move ahead with this if it's approved.
Okay,
I have a big one and I have a little one.
thank you. I'm not sure if the voices in the background or
I believe it's the background of it.
just background noise. Do commissioners have any questions of the sign manufacturer? Okay. All right, is there anyone from the public who would like to comment on the sign for Alvarado Street, 498 Alvarado?
TMD Creative is also on the line. I'll go ahead and allow them to talk.
Okay,
Yes, hi. My name is Janet Marcroft and I'm with TMD Creative. We have been hired by Pacific Valley Bank to implement the logo application onto the signage. So we are working with Signworks. So just want to let you know we are here, and if you have any questions for us, I'm working with Kevin, who already spoke.
thank you. Are there any questions of the? Thank you. Anyone from the public want to speak on this agenda item? There's no one else online. Okay,
One has their hand raised on Zoom.
thank you. I'm closing the public comments and bringing it back to the commission for discussion and hopefully a motion. Anyone have any problems with this? It seems to be simple rebranding of
Mhm.
what's there and made better by actually,
Well, they want their logo, number one, which does not exist, and a different color combination from the green to the blue is what I noticed.
looks like rebranding only now they're within the guidelines for the city sign. So can we get a motion?
Fine application.
So we need to adopt the resolution approving
Yeah.
application SI 21. Yes. That we approve
Staff's
sign,
recommendation,
pardon?
staff's recommendation.
Yeah, the staff's recommendation to adopt a resolution approving the sign application SI 210191 for one wall sign and one projected sign at 498 Alvarado Street.
I'll second it.
All right, we need a roll call vote on that.
Okay. Chair O'Neill,
Aye.
Vice Chair Smith Crivello,
Aye.
Commissioner Collum,
Aye.
Commissioner Herrero,
Aye.
Commissioner Rath,
Aye.
and Commissioner Rodriguez.
Yes.
Okay, this motion carries with a vote of 6. It's appealable to the Planning Commission within 10 days. Applications can be found at the planning office or online.
Thank you. Now is the time for commissioner comments. Anybody got anything interesting going on? Christmas in the Adobes is,
I have.
yes, Gerald?
I want to thank Kim and the rest of the staff, in general, for what they do to help support us here along. And I want to note that during the last year, we've had, I think it's been about a year in Zoom and sitting here. We've had 4 decisions that were appealed, and I've been concerned about it because I've actually followed those through the appeal process. I've gone to the meetings or been there through Zoom. And when they've asked if anybody from the Historic Preservation Commission was there, I've said I was there and I tried to speak on it. And I would like all of the commissioners to consider, or maybe they would like to try that once in a while. It's a little bit of an uncomfortable process because sometimes our rationale doesn't match criteria that they have in front of them, and they wonder about it. And sometimes the people who are involved can be very passionate about it. And I wanted to thank, I don't know if people can see this, but staff recommended camp to us last week. And I thought it was one of the best trainings. I went to the part 1, December 2nd, and it was just excellent because it had the standards and guidelines, and it also had examples. And so it was just great. It started out, why we preserve, of course, not such a new concept. And then it talks about ordinances and design and so forth. It talks about they had examples for each type of, each of the items that we're supposed to acknowledge or refer to when we vote, not to approve. And they went through the Secretary of the Interior's standards. They had interesting examples that held your attention, that were visual and specific. And then I went back to it 2 days ago because they sent a follow-up. And it's possible for our city to replay that training. And I thought it might be of value to other commissioners if they had a chance to see it, because it really would help us. I think if we talked with a common language and we really knew what we're looking for because we come with a variety of experiences and backgrounds, and that's good for a commission. We're not supposed to only be architects, for example. We have a variety of different backgrounds. We all have an interest in preserving historic buildings, and some of us even live in historic buildings. So that we're pretty broad, but we do need to have it clear that the criteria that we're working from, And I further would like to recommend that we have that criteria at the meeting to make, because when we make a recommendation and we refer to the criteria that we're speaking from, it's nice to really know, make sure that that is correct. And I'm saying this because when I go to one of the appeal meetings and they work from theoretically the same criteria, they see it very differently sometimes. And so I think we need to be very, very careful, and it doesn't hurt to have a refresher. And so again, thanks to the staff for recommending it. I thought it was really good. And
Is
I
that a
think
National Park Service presentation?
this actually was put on by the city of San Jose.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, Camp San Jose, California, not too far away. And it was just really outstanding because it seemed to directly pertain to what we're doing more than many of the other recommendations that we've had. They were, I mean, I think all of them give us background and are interesting in some way, but this was more
Focused
to the
on-
point of
yeah.
our work.
Thank
So
you.
thank you, everybody, and thanks to all the staff and commissioners, and have a happy holiday.
Thank
And
you.
can I add something?
Yeah.
I think
Go
as a new commissioner, that would be very beneficial to me. And I know we have a couple other new commissioners that I think if we could get that training, that would be great.
Can we move?
Yeah,
It's not on the agenda, it's just,
We have copies of the camp training from Sacramento.
Oh.
I don't know if I mean, it should be somewhat similar. Because some of our staff attended that one, not the San Jose one.
well,
But,
we could find out if it's similar, but this particular one is the one I thought was good.
okay,
And it's available without charge.
Okay.
We could contact them and see how to get it. And then we could make it available. We could set up a training. I remember in the past, we went across the street to the offices and we've had kind of video trainings there, or we could, see if the commissioners would like it another way. But I would be happy to sit through this one again too, because I thought it was so good.
Good. And maybe we can, if it's online, a link, or if we have to do it as a joint, we could all zoom in. We can do that. Are there any other commissioner comments? Staff?
I participated in that camp training and I thought it was really good as well.
Good.
the San Jose one?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to take a look at those slides to see if they were different from
I
the
just-
Sacramento.
Took some photos of them thinking, oh, that would be nice to remember. Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Staff informational comments, and then there's a planning office update.
So it's in your packet, but we just share the results of council meetings or planning commission meetings. So we have 3 council meetings on the packet. We passed an ADU/JADU ordinance, which largely reiterates what the state law is with a few extra treatment of water for 704 Foam Street, contributions to the Cannery Road Business Improvement District, so all the improvement districts. And 580 Calle Principal that was approved by City Council, and we are in the process of recording the Millsack agreement at the County Recorder's Office. The solid waste disposal and recycling services. And I think, oh, a development agreement for Del Monte Beach Community Project. And so, oh, and for the next HPC meeting, the tentative agenda is 470 foam. I'm not entirely sure if that's a removal. It might be a removal of the property from the historic survey list, but I'm not sure. I can confirm later. We have the CLG annual report and an update on the Millsacks. We've started inspecting our Millsacks property, so for conformance with their maintenance schedule. So we want to provide an update on that at the next meeting.
Thank you. That would be good. I think we're way behind on those. And is there, was that the planning commission? I'm sorry, the planning office update also?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, is there anything else that, are we good? Yeah, Christmas in the Adobes is Friday and Saturday, and I'm sure tickets are available.
Not on Friday,
Everywhere.
they're sold out
Oh, are
on
they?
Friday.
Oh.
Saturdays, they were
Okay.
this afternoon.
Good to know. All right, thank you. We are adjourned.